It'll be 6 years this August that we've been doing this podcast.
Oh wow, that's amazing!
Hell.
We're still not good at it. Technology. Half an
Can't
hour
get anything
late.
to work.
Half an hour late. Fucking brilliant. Never change.
Brilliant. Rightio. Hello, Leeds fans, and welcome back to the Roaring Peacock podcast. We are here to review probably the game of the season, but there's been loads of other news as well. So it was Newcastle 4, Leeds United 3, and you can decide amongst yourself whether that was a fair result or not. It certainly was a little bit heartbreaking. Another thing that was heartbreaking is Terry Yorth, sadly, passed away last night. But some good news is that the Ellen Road expansion has been approved by Leeds City Council. So we've got some information on that as well. So joining us to discuss that and everything more is the Prince of Darkness himself, Ewan Metcalf. Big Matt.
Hello, how are we doing?
Pretty good now that my microphone is working. Thanks. Macca, I was ready to
do a me.
Yeah.
Rage quit and fucking throw something out a window.
Just the heat was rising.
Yes.
And also joining us is Barney from the internet at Barney LUFC 21, who's the best father apparently, the best dad.
Still the best father.
Has he put that again?
Yep.
Yeah. Has he put that again? Come on, stop that nonsense now. Has that mischievous son of mine put that? I'm the best father. Bloody.
He's the one who sets everything.
What a minx.
A couple of your comments because we have started very late. Colin, probably a few people were waiting, but they decided that they had better things to do.
Goodbye.
Which I don't blame them. But thanks to the hangers on. So Colin Brooks says, good evening, Colin. And Danny Rumsey, which is a great name. Danny Talks Leeds. So go check out his, he seems to be having a YouTube channel there as well. So go check him out. Smash a like and subscribe. He says, thanks, Danny. Rightio, Newcastle 4, Leeds United 3. Macca, do you want to take us away?
Fucking I want to talk about. Well, do you know what? I was saying to Barney, there's a lot of positives to take out of that game. You know, if we'd have gone 2-0 down and come back and they'd gone 4-2 and we'd have gone 4-3, you know, we'd have probably been happy with that because we're going to good account of ourselves.
What was that thing where if my grandma has wheels, should be a bike?
Be a bike, yeah. And if my auntie had a penis, she'd be my uncle, yeah. But I think that there's a lot of positives in regards of how we performed. We played some really good football at times. But we bullied them a lot. We physically matched them, if not bettered them. Just can't defend that lead, you know. I mean, I've said it loads of times. Villa, Forest. There's been so many games this season where, you know, people are saying, "Oh, we didn't get what we deserve." But we kind of are getting what we deserve because we, you know, Fulham and games where we should have got more. Tottenham at home, and you've seen how poor Tottenham are and how weak they are mentally. And how, you know, if you put it on them, they struggle a bit. And we kind of are getting what we deserve because we haven't put it on Spurs, and we did, you know, it's a freak goal against Fulham, but, you know, got the lead against Forest, got the lead against Villa, lead 3 times last night, lead against Man United on Sunday where we were all at the game, you know, and we just can't, we don't seem to play the same way when we're 0-0 or when we're behind as when we're in the lead. We seem to shit it, or whether it's a tactic from Fark to go, right, you know, let's try and protect that. We're not good at that. Don't, just keep playing. I do question sometimes as well a little bit of fitness. I mean, if you look at, I thought some of the lads worked the bollocks off, you know, Rodon, just back, Calvert-Lewin, Stack, and Aronson, worked their asses off, and no wonder they were tired. But, you know, you look at Joe Linton for them, worked his bollocks off, and he's not a young man. He's been playing at this level for a while. He kept going right till the end. You know, it was your man who's fucking that little kid who should be assassinated. God bless him. Fucking Harvey Barnes. Fucking hell. I mean, he hates Leeds, doesn't he? He scored like 8 goals in fucking 5 appearances against us. But I just think there's a problem with how we play when we go in the lead, and we stop sort of playing we stop playing the way that gets us there. It's almost like we change the tactic, and I'm not a fan. But overall, a lot of positives. Heartbreaking to lose it in that way at the end, and really disappointing. But what a great account we gave of ourselves, and a bit like the Leeds team when O'Leary managed them. Probably won a lot of admirers from how we played yesterday and how we just kept going and kept sort of like as soon as they got one, we got one. Really intriguing game. If you were a neutral, it was breathtaking, wasn't it? It was heart stopping when you're a Leeds fan, but overall, can't be too disappointed. Yeah, of course, the result. People are questioning individual performances. Certainly the goalie again, which I can't argue with. But thought the subs was a strange time for the subs to be brought on so late. So many defensive changes as well, and yeah, they didn't seem to add a lot to the mix, didn't they? The subs really. So it's quite a slight issue there. But overall, can't be too disappointed. I just got to go beat Fulham, haven't we? Next game, got to win.
Barnes, can you be too disappointed? Were you happy? How did you find last night?
I think there was some irony in the game. The fact that it was announced about Kevin Keegan that being diagnosed with cancer, and that's the sort of football he played when he was at Newcastle.
Yeah,
stuff, what it attacking football. So there's some sort of irony there. You can just imagine Farke doing the same thing with what Keegan did when they were playing Liverpool at St James's Park, when they beat them 4-3. I mean, like Max says, I thought a team that is really good at home, really high intensity football. We matched them with one of the best pressing teams in the league. We bypassed that press quite a lot of the time. I thought we found a lot of space, and I was really impressed with how Aronson managed to. It was a real handful. I mean, sometimes there was 4 or 5 players on him because he was such a handful against Newcastle. I mean, for a promoted team that can go toe to toe with a team like that, I think there's a lot of positives from it. It's just frustrating that in this league, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but in this league, you've got to. It's not just physically, but mentally, you've got to be on it for 90 minutes, 100 minutes, because anything could happen. I think it was a bit of a poor goal, the 4th goal as well. Perry should have done better, but also the build up to that goal as well was disappointing as well. So, in my eyes, I think it's 3 points lost, but I hope it's not going to be that's going to be one of those games where the squad's going to lose their heads a little bit, where they think we should have won that game. So I think there's a lot of positives from it, but it's just frustrating that we lost it in that way. Really.
Yeah, it's weird because you can have, like you were saying, Maka, you can have the same result, the same scoreline, but very, very different feelings after the game. If you're sort of like 4-0 down and you bring it back and you nearly get there, you've got a lot of momentum. Or, for example, when we were out of the Premier League for 16 years and then the first game back, we went away to the champions at Anfield, and again we lost 4-3, but we all came out of that game thinking, wow, we can do it. We're not that far off. We're actually having a go. We can make things happen. So I think they won't be too despondent, but I think that there's, last night for me cemented this really worrying trend of losing focus at key moments. And I don't think it's a fitness thing, because I think we're quite fit as a group. Although it's the crunch time, it's been very, very difficult. Lots of games in a short space of time. I think mentally we're a little bit weak, and whether that's because it's their first year in the Premier League and they don't quite believe yet. But we were a little bit like that. We were a little bit nervy in the Championship until I think it was like Bristol. Was it Bristol? Where we just seemed to, all of a sudden we believed. We went through that sort of tricky period in March where we drew games, but then Sheffield United lost all of their games. And all of a sudden, it was like the weight of the world off our shoulders, and we suddenly became prime Barcelona in the Championship. I think that there's a case of a steely mentality that goes, right, we've scored a goal, let's shut up shop. You are not getting through us for the next 5 or 10 minutes. We're gonna take all of the momentum out of the game, because whenever you score a goal, the other team, especially when you're a newly promoted side, the other team who are an established Premier League side, or in this case Saudi Arabia's personally funded
sports washed United. Yeah, fuck it, we're not bitter. We're not bitter.
well, they think, and rightly so, that we should be able to get right back into the game immediately because we got the players to do it, and that's exactly what they did. And I just feel like at key moments we're a little bit weak.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it is something to do with the newly promoted aspect. I think you look at the thing that have been rammed down their throats as players is that the last 2 seasons, the newly promoted teams have gone straight back down. It's such a fragile and kind of the tipping point's really fucking delicate here, because I was saying to Barney, before we came on, that if you think about that Man City game, that was a tipping point. Even though we got beat, to go 2-0 down, it could have been 4. Get back and nearly get a point there was like, that's a positive, isn't it? This is the best team in the country, most expensive team that's ever been assembled, and we did really well, and we give them a scare, and we gave Newcastle a scare last night. So it's just the way it was done. If we'd have gone behind and come back. I always think back to the game that I always remember. It's still one of my favourite games, and I remember virtually every minute of it. Was the 5-4 against Liverpool in 1990. I think it was 1990-91 season, where we were like out of the game, 4-0 down, 3-0 down within 20 minutes, 4-0 down at half time, or 3-0 down at half time. People walking out, throwing season tickets on the pitch, scarves getting launched, the lot. It was bad, really bad. I remember it to this day being in the Kop, and absolutely, volatile and really fucking horrible place to be. Booing the players. Finished 5-4, and we got an equaliser that should have made. Even though we should have got an equaliser, you still felt really proud of the team that they'd come back and that we'd give this absolutely brilliant team, Rush, Barnes, who'd run the show for 40 minutes. Suddenly, were like fucking shitting themselves because we were all over them and we were giving them it and we were bullying them. And it sort of reminded me a little bit of last night, where you'll still remember it as a brilliant game and a breathtaking game. Sadly, we didn't get the result. I just hope it's not a catalyst for the opposite to what happened at the Man City game, where it sent us on a run of, we can do this. Will they suffer? If we've got that weak mentality, will they think, if we're 1-0 up with a minute to go in the next game, will that start to play on their minds again? I don't think you can avoid it when you're a newly promoted team and every point's important. But I just hope they can put it to bed and go beat Fulham at home, next week. I think we need to convert more of these draws into wins as well. There's a little bit of me thinks I'd rather have lost, beat Man United, lost one of the games that we drew and not have this unbeaten run, but have won a few more games because it would have put us in a slightly better position. But, there's a long way to go, isn't there?
Right. We'll race through this match review as quickly as possible. Magic moment, Barnes?
Aronson for me. I think for the way that Farke stuck with him, and I always said from the start, I think Aronson just needed a good coach, someone that could coach him and just tell him just to calm down rather than thinking about going forward all the time. And you could see yesterday that he was also dictating where to write the passing on. Let's just start again from the back and start again. So I think I still don't think he's an intelligent player, but I think he's got better at making those decisions rather than thinking I'm just going to run with it, and then all of a sudden I'm in a cul-de-sac and I can't get anywhere. So I'm just really, really pleased and really impressed how he's managed to stick with it, and what Farke has stuck with it as well. Fair play to the both of them.
So man of the match then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to argue last night, to be fair.
Yeah. And SofaScore agrees with you as well. 9.3, which is pretty good. Maka, man of the match?
Well, I'm going to say my magic moment was...
Yeah, magic moment. Yeah.
The magic moment was just generally how maybe we had really good players who dominated in that Newcastle team looked really poor. So, for instance, Gamari's never got a kick. I mean, that ball with the outside of his right foot's ridiculous. I mean, there's very few players play that pass. But before that, he was almost anonymous. He was run out of the game. And same with Chow. He's been one of the highlights of their season. Every time I've watched him, I thought, what a player he is. Calvert-Lewin messed him up. He didn't, he fell on the floor for the first goal because he didn't know what to do just because Calvert-Lewin was near him, and he got subbed off because he'd been booked, handball in the box against Calvert-Lewin. I thought generally just that gave me a big uplift of these are good players, and we've made them look really average. In fact, made them look worse than average. That was probably my magic moment. How individuals won the battles and competed and made really, really good players look pretty average. Gordon, you can go across their team and it's not a bad side, is it? And we made them look distinctly average. So that was probably my moment. Man of the match. Listen, I've given him so much shit. I can't even do it just to go against Barney. I've got to say Aronson. I thought, you know what it is with him? And I said this when I was criticising him. He overthought everything. So when he got the ball in certain positions, he'd think, oh, right, what am I going to do? Oh, shit, right, I've got to pass there, oh, I can go myself. He's not doing that anymore. The goals that he took, bang, in, first one, got it out of his feet, hit it right in the bottom corner, brilliant. The second goal, got to give credit. I give Gruev some shit as well. The pass from Gruev, such a good pass into him. And the fact that he didn't overthink or think, oh, I've got to play somebody in. No, just get it out your feet, get it out of space, bang it. His finishing, how he's hitting the ball is completely different to what he was doing last season. He's like keeping it low. He's putting some steam on it. He's hitting them. He's giving them a proper whack, you know what I mean? So putting his knuckles through it. But, yeah, Aronson all day.
Yep. He's the clarity of his play. I think that's the biggest change for me, is that, he's focused on output, a pass or a shot, and that's it. And when you simplify the game like that,
exactly, keep it simple.
It works, doesn't it? And and the same thing when Okafor came on, and he wasn't doing that. Okafor's first thought is, how am I going to do some silky skill to get around this player that's in front of me?
Sometimes it's all built on vibes a little bit with Okafor, and it's so frustrating. I just think that's another thing. He needs coaching in a way where he's, rather than thinking I'm going to take on 2 or 3 people, and sometimes he's good at it, but sometimes it's so easy to get the ball off him. It's so frustrating as a player watching him as a fan. It's just
It just bounces off him. He did it against Man United loads. He did it. Suddenly came on the first 2 touches, went 10 yards back off him. It bounced off him. Decision making's poor. But what he does is, it's the greatest criticism I have of footballers is he doesn't take responsibility. So he did it 2 times last night, really near the end of the game. Near the end of 90 minutes, I know, and there was a long time to go. But he got the ball and he tried to play a really intricate pass inside through 3 players, rather than, no, we need to keep the ball and get it up the top of the pitch and keep it away from our end of the net. And just, run it into a corner or go and try beat him on the byline. He did some good things last night. The crossover that the Metcalf missed, which I thought he probably should have scored from. But he's just really frustrating. But we've got to be really careful here because we've given Aronson it for many years, and we've chastised players who suddenly, you look at Perry. It's his first season in English football. Let's give the guy a chance. I think he does some really good stuff. I have some seriously questionable stuff, but I think we're very quick, and I'm probably the worst one amongst our lot to just jump onto people and go, they're not good enough, and they're not filling me with confidence. It's exaggerated in a goalkeeper's position, and I think as a winger like Okafor, it's probably exaggerated as well because you want to see good first touch, silky skill, delivery, end product, goals. He's expected to do a lot of things, and it's his first season. There's a little bit of him, the swagger and the attitude, where I think his first thought is, does my hair look nice? Does my bum look big in this sort of thing? That's what fucking frustrates me. Somebody needs to knock that out of him at the club. We need a sort of figure, like a hard man figure, that's going to say, "Nah, fuck that. Get that straight out your locker." You need to start delivering for the football club and for the fans. I think there's a little bit of that I can see in him that irritates me, but got to be careful not to jump on him too quick because they're not going to get better, are they? As we've shown with Aronson, he got worse and worse and worse, and got more criticism piled on him. We suddenly found
it did work eventually.
Well, you could argue that point. Yeah. I'd rather have a return in 3 or 4 months than 4 years.
I just think clarity. That's what I would say with him. Just look at what Aronson's doing. He gets the ball, one touch, And that's all you get in the Premier League most of the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, exactly.
One touch, you got a little half yard of space, do something with it. Pass or shot on target.
Move it. Yeah.
That's all one. And when you've got a guy in the middle, like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and he would be my man of the match if just obviously Aronson was the best player on the pitch from both sides, which I can't believe I'm
I'm struggling to.
But here we are. Yes, anything's possible. I'm thrilled for him.
Pinch myself.
But Calvert-Lewin, we've needed a centre forward like that for years. I mean, who was it Beckford? I mean, who was the? I mean, Chris Wood, I suppose. You've probably got it.
Yeah, but only for a season. Yeah, well, I suppose he's yet to be done for longer than.
You did get 30 goals.
I suppose it's a little bit the same with Chris Wood and also Calvert-Lewin because we've built the side around how they play, haven't we? And I think when Calvert-Lewin comes off, we lose that structure a little bit. Holding the ball up, we seem to lose the ball a little bit too much. And I don't want to go all hipster again, but I mean, our counter pressing is really good when Calvert-Lewin's on the pitch, but we seem to lose that little bit. The Metcalf, I don't think he's capable to hold the ball up. He can't link up play as well as Calvert-Lewin. So we do lose that structure a little bit with the whole of the team, not just going forward defensively and also in midfield as well.
Oh, he's amazing. I didn't think that he would be this good. Honestly,
watching him against Scum, and he did a puff of cheeks, and he looked like Triple H from WWE. Like got the ball like that. I was like, yeah, he's got it. He got it.
Brilliant. Some of your comments then. Danny says, "I think we have a new American player, Brendan Aronson. He does look like a new player, completely new human." Sham Sunny, I hope I'm saying that right. Says Perry is the weakest link. It's a nice little segment potentially there. So we got magic moment, man of the match, and then maybe we could do weakest link.
Villain, yeah.
RB186 says there was also a moment when Okafor let a man past him so easily, and then Ampadu had to sprint past him to track him back. Overall, Okafor's defensive play is shocking. Absolutely agree.
100%, yeah.
Especially when you're getting compared to Aronson.
Yeah,
right.
I was going to say about Dominic Calvert-Lewin really quickly.
Yeah.
It does remind me of Lee Chapman a little bit.
Yeah.
Where not in as much. I think he's a better footballer than Chapman was, but we're sort of building the team and the way we play around that focal point in front of the goal. Chapman was unbelievable at what he did, and I think Calvert-Lewin's unbelievable at what he does. And slowly, if you feed him, if you give him that service, he will score goals. And it's the same as Chapman. If you tried to play him as some sort of false nine or whatever, it wouldn't work. But if you put him up front on the last man, getting into positions, perfect at reading where a ball's going to come in and being able to get in that gap between centre halves. He's a bit the same, Calvert-Lewin, and it reminds me of that team with Chapman in. I think Tony Drigo commented on it in one of the pre-match talks that it's sort of like a similar mentality that you've got that focal point. Let's use it. Let's not play tiki-taka. Let's not do 85 passes. Let's get the ball out wide. Let's get crosses, which is why Okafor's got to step up. I thought Stack, by the way, was really good last night. I know he ran out of steam, but he was outstanding. That run when he picked the ball up on the edge of the area, and we probably should have scored from that. I thought, he's starting to look like the player I anticipated we'd bought. And he's done it a few times in moments, but he did. I thought all game while he was on last night, he was outstanding.
Especially playing against Tonali. Is it Tonali?
Tonali, yeah. Tonali, when he got substituted.
Absolute class.
He got subbed at half time. He'd been booked. He looked leggy. Yeah. He was getting bullied. We bullied a lot of them. Joel Linton should have been sent off. I don't know if we're going to come on to ref watch, but fucking hell, man.
Yeah, we can do ref watch.
Game of two halves for him.
Yeah, Michael Salisbury.
I thought he managed the first half amazing because he didn't fall for any of their bullshit. Won't fall in for the crowd nonsense. But Kamara should have been booked going through the back of Calvert-Lewin, and he played advantage and never went back and booked him.
Barnes.
He booked
DCL for
the pull back, and Harvey Barnes did it 2 minutes later, just the same. Didn't get booked. Your man there, what's he called, who scored the second one, Joe Linton, he fucking got booked for diving. He didn't get booked for the first dive, by the way. He got booked for the second one. The one he did against Beale out on the touchline, didn't get booked for it. Dive. Got booked for the second one. Aggressively went for the ref and then clapped him. Well, Grealish got sent.
Yeah.
Grealish got sent off for that. He got a second yellow. He should have gone. So I just
Consistency.
thought the thing with him was he got shit from the crowd, booing him off. He came out the second half almost to level it up. And I'm not suggesting that, they want a penalty, Aronson. I thought it was harsh, but,
It's a penalty.
It's a
As soon as
penalty.
you put your hands up, it's
But he gave him loads of little bits, and he
by
played
the letter of the law, it's a penalty.
112 minutes.
He's made his body artificially larger by having his hand in a quote unnatural position. Now that's not me saying that. That's what the law.
Fair.
That's what the law says.
Yeah.
Now, is it natural to jump like a penguin with your arms at your side? No.
Can penguins jump?
No, I think, yeah.
Have you seen Happy
We're going to get into it's a different podcast, this, I think, probably. I love natural history, me.
Your arms are going to come into the air when you jump.
To elevate yourself, when you go to go, you put your arms up to go
That's
up.
It's literally the natural position of your arms when you jump.
But they're suggesting a natural position for your arms to be when you jump is by your side or behind your back, like Goodmanson does. And it winds the fuck out of me because it's like, Goodmanson, get to the fucking ball and close somebody's cross down. It's not going to hit your arms. Don't stand 10 feet away like that because it's just going to go past you. So I think we've stopped that ability to go just block the cross with your foot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard.
So those are the rules, but we all know that those are the laws. So that's why defenders are taught to hold their hands behind their back when they go in for a block. So he just needs to do that. That's all he needs to do. But it was a little bit unfortunate. And when we grew up, the law was intention. So it was ball to hand or hand to ball. It was definitely not hand to ball, given that he wasn't even looking.
He wasn't even looking at it. How can he know? Fucking hell. But anyway, by the by, it was a penalty in the great scheme of things. It was, but I thought he definitely came out second half as a different referee. And he gave, he hadn't. I thought he'd refed it really well for us, but he'd also missed quite a lot for us as well. It could have been a lot worse. But I don't know if he wasn't prepared to go that far because Newcastle fans were on his back or whatever.
Well, it should. It's an intentional handball, which is what the Theo won. I mean, that was hand to ball. How do you say his name? I don't know how to say it.
Ciao.
Right.
Ciao, Bella.
That is a yellow card. And he'd already been booked, so he should have been off.
It's bollocks, so that's what the little bits. And it's like, if we're vociferous at Ellen Road, the referees definitely go the other way. Yeah. I'm not giving in to this crowd, but it always seems other fans seem to be able to get a ref on their side through that vociferous partisan support and completely one-sided. The number of stuff they begged for last night was embarrassing. Handballs here, foul there, the penalty. They were absolutely convinced it was a straight dive. So I do find it inconsistent. The refereeing, that's the word, isn't it? If you look at the Grealish sending off, you look at what Joe Linton did, far worse. Didn't get a booking, should have been off the pitch.
The disappointing thing was he'd had such a good half. I praised him in my halftime review.
Oh, the ref. Yeah, I thought so.
I was like, finally, we've got a good ref, and then he comes out and does that. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. I'm over it. Let's talk Terry Yorath then. Macca, you'll have remembered.
Fucking hell, I'm not that old. I can't believe you've said that. Straight away, it come to me. Yeah. I was fucking. I was 35 when Yorath played for Leeds. No, I never saw Terry Yorath play. I've met him a couple of times in Leeds, and seemed like a lovely fella. I never watched him play. I don't have any memories of him, gracing the field at Ellen Road. But it's always sad when you lose one of your own. I mean, I was sad about Keegan. I thought Keegan was a good bloke. My family are all Geordies, and believe it or not, I've not had one phone call yet, which is a bit worrying after last night. And, I went to watch Kevin Keegan do a thing in... it was like Ilkley or Otley in the one of the halls. I went with my dad and my brother, and it was brilliant. It was great. It was really entertaining. So we lost two brilliant football icons, really. Certainly as regards Leeds and Wales with Terry Yorath, and with Newcastle and England and beyond for Keegan, really. But
he's not gone yet. He's just got cancer, isn't he?
No, I know, but I know. No, I just mean there was a sort of remembrance sort of celebration of their contribution. Yeah. Sorry, I know Kevin's not dead. God bless him. God. I hope he pulls through. Yeah, have you not heard the news? It didn't go well. No, but Yoroth, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's 199 games. Sort of forget when you've got all them players in that
141,
generation.
yeah.
How was it? You sort of remember during that period of time, we had players like Charlton doing like 700 games, and all these kind of really
Well, he
ridiculous.
couldn't get in the team. That was the
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He couldn't get past Johnny Giles and Billy Bremner. I mean,
But still, to get that many,
you're not going to, are you?
Well,
really,
exactly.
when you've got two players like that ahead of you.
Some competition ahead of him, yeah.
But yeah, a brilliant man. The tweet I put out about him today, what he did during the Valley Parade fire, just rushing in there and evacuating people and then having to sort of escape through a window. Just think, that show, those moments, they really show the true character of somebody. So yeah, just a fascinating story as well. Just listening to him on BBC Sounds app. He was signed by Leeds from school, directly from school, and we gave the school £100 for him.
That's very nice of us, wasn't it?
And the headmaster goes, "No, I'll just give it to the parents," which I thought was nice as well. So yeah, another incredible player. Barney, any memories of Terry Yoroth?
He wasn't even fucking born, Barney.
I know he struggled after his son died, didn't he? He had a few demons.
Daniel.
So he struggled mentally as well. So, but yeah,
you would, wouldn't you? You would.
Yeah. But yeah, just another legend of the club gone. So yeah, it's getting to that time now, isn't it? Unfortunately, where you're going to start seeing legends of the club.
It'll be fucking me soon. According to Donny, it won't be long for me because I'm about 80 years of age. I watched Daniel Yoroth play a couple of times. God rest his soul. He played for Cardinal Heenan School. He was at Leeds. I think he was on Leeds' books as well. But he played for Cardinal Heenan School, and one of my girl that I knew really well from me with her brother went to Cardinal Heenan. So I went to watch him play, and he played a couple of times. He's a really good footballer. And then literally within 6-7 weeks of me going to watch the second game I'd watched him playing, he'd obviously collapsed in his back garden with this kind of heart cardiovascular thing, which really sad. So you can't imagine as a father, can you, that kicking a ball about with your son in back garden and he collapses and dies. So I mean, no wonder it affected him. And I know he had some issues with drink, didn't he, and drink driving and stuff like that. Beyond that, but a lot of trauma, for a guy that's obviously in the public eye, Gabby Yoroth as well, successful. A lot of trauma in that family really to deal with. So it's sad, but yeah.
Well, we think of them.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Right. So then, just before we came, just before we
Sorry.
were meant to,
What?
Just before we were meant to come online.
It's not one of them kind of podcasts, is it? Only fans on after this.
Yeah, that's.
You won't be able to do that at your age.
Well, you what? Fuck you what?
Leeds City Council approved the expansion of Ellen Road to 53,000.
Wow.
It will be the 7th largest football stadium in England. Category 4 status. UEFA Category 4 status. So that would mean that it would be ready for our Champions League run.
Yeah, right. Okay. Brilliant.
We can also bid to host major events, and there'll be some huge improvements to fan comfort, sightlines, and amenities. So none of the big posts in the way in the North Stand and the West Stand.
Yeah, which incidentally I had right in front of me at that Man United game, which you got my ticket for me.
Yeah.
Actually, you forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Members post.
Your members post.
Yeah, brilliant. Shovels in the ground at the end of this season. And it'll be the West Stand first. There'll be phase 1, A, B, C, and D. So they'll start off with the West Stand construction of the new tiers, internal spaces, and the new roof. Then they will demolish and construct the northwest corner. and construct the facade of the stand. Then Phase 1C, demolition, construction and fit out of the west and southwest corner and construction of the roof. And then Phase 1D, works to the retained lower tier on the west stand and the northwest corners.
I mean, Christ, Mac will know this, but that stadium will be absolutely riddled with asbestos. Try to dismantle that and do that.
It'll be riddled with all kinds of fucking nightmares. That as soon as you start digging into that, it's going to be a nightmare. So it's going to, the time frame.
I always thought we were cursed.
And all the gypsy fucking things buried in on the pitch and behind the stadium. And I think the thing about people have said it to me a lot. Will it ever happen? I think I told you prior to Christmas that it was going to be signed off and it'd be announced. So it'd been signed off, announced after Christmas. But I think that people are saying, is it going to happen? I think there's a lot going to be on the club. It's not just about Leeds City Council and about planning permission of 106 agreements, and it's going to be about whether we're capable of, as an ownership, of investing in the infrastructure and supporting that, because it's going to have to happen a lot quicker than Tracy Brabin's plan or the plan for West Yorkshire Transit or whatever. It's got to happen quicker, the road infrastructure, the tram infrastructure. So there's got to be some support from the club now. There is a plan to develop the area around Ellen Road, make it more of a venue, and of course, by definition, then increase the capability to get there. Because we were saying it's difficult on a Tuesday night, Friday night to get to Ellen Road at all. Whatever time you set off, when it's 36,000 people, add 18,000 people into the mix. Fucking hell, it's going to be nigh on impossible. So there's got to be some serious thought about how people are going to get there, not make it a worse experience for the fans. Because, part of the fun of going to the football is you can go and meet your mates, have a drink in Leeds, get on a tram, get to Ellen Road quickly, or get on a train and be there. This kind of, even what we're doing now to a point, this P2 buses and queuing up outside near the Hilton for 25 minutes, and it's not really 21st century stuff, is it? It's archaic. So as much as it's good fun and back in the day it was brilliant, we need to look at the whole thing surrounding this stadium expansion, and not and I sincerely hope they've, you speak about Tottenham and Arsenal, all these people who've paid on the playing surface with the investment they've made in the stadium. I sincerely hope it's worth it, because everybody's said, most away fans coming this year have said it's the best atmosphere in England. I hope we don't lose that, and I hope it's for nothing. I hope it's not for nothing that we don't, get these amazing another 20,000 people in the stadium, and the atmosphere is worse, and it's hard to get in there, and we can't spend on players for the next 5 years because we're still paying. The ownership have got to seriously chip in and be seriously bought into the whole process here.
Mm. Well, if you look at the plans, I mean, this is an absolutely enormous expansion. It's not just about the seats. It's also about the hospitality inside, all the amenities inside, outside. I mean, the actual structures themselves, those two stands will be bigger than...
Gigantic.
They'll be bigger than the East stand.
Yeah.
And we're talking probably 3 or 4 times bigger in terms of volume. Than the actual structure itself, the physical structure. So, I mean, if you think about where we've come from since Ridsdale, the financial meltdown, League One, think about all of the times that the ground was promised to be expanded, all the different plans. I mean, Ridsdale had a plan of moving it to...
Certain. On a floodplain. Next to a dairy. It stunk. Yeah, fucking brilliant. Well done, Ridsdale. He'd have had a deal on that, him. He'd have had some sort of deal on it. He was a prick, wasn't he? It was all about himself. He's always done it, but yeah.
There was a plan to have an ice rink. There was a plan to have a hotel and casino, was it?
Yeah. Like Las Vegas, but really cold. Smelling the yogurt.
Just a sort of, the kind of thing that, it's like a drug-fueled 4 a.m. type idea.
Yeah, it's a Chileno idea all day long.
But this is real, and it's been approved, and it's going to happen. It's just to me, it's just amazing, and to me, this is Leeds, we're the 6th biggest club, by supporters in the country, and this will make us the 6th biggest club, and to me, it's symbolic of how far we've come. Barnes, the Ellen Road expansion.
I don't know what more to say. That's what you said there. I mean, we all love it, and it's a shithole and stuff, but it's not changed since I was a kid. Probably not changed since you were a kid.
Not massively
either. So, like, Eve the Cop is not changed. It needs some proper updating, and that's the only way we're going to be able to compete in the Premier League, by increasing our attendance, more fans coming in, more fans spending more money, and fans. I see some fans say, "Oh, should go to town and spend your money." Well, if you get that extra pint or that extra shirt or whatever, that's going to go towards the playing staff. That's how you're going to be able to compete with some of the teams that are already up there, like your Man Cities and your Arsenal. So I think it's great. And I think the 49ers are showing, since they've taken over, that they're not here to take the piss and make a load of money and then piss off elsewhere to give the money back to the investors. I think that they're here for the long run. Yeah, they're going to make some mistakes, and you always need to be on the side of caution with ownership. Of course you do. I mean, we've been there, done that, haven't we? But I think it shows that the ownership want to do something with this club. They don't want to just, like what Raz was doing, get into the Premier League and then just hope we're going to be okay in the Premier League. I think you need to, throughout every single season, you need to change your playing squad around. You need to get better players in, and you need to improve the facility as well, because nowadays it's not a working man's experience going to football. It's an expensive day out. So you want to have that experience of a decent day out as well.
Yeah, to me, this is everything good about foreign investment. Because it's not like they're moving the football club to San Francisco. It's not going to be, San Francisco United FC, which franchises in the US have done. They franchise sports clubs have moved cities, but it's not like that. This is Ellen Road, and it's going to be sparkly and magical and new and big enough for, all of the fans we can fit in to lose to Histon in the 3rd round or whatever. The structure is there, and I think it looks amazing. I think it's fantastic. That's everything about what you want foreign. We wouldn't have been able to do this without foreign investment.
I think there's a lot of big players in there as well. It's not just the 49ers. You look at Pete Lowy, and there's a lot of people in there that are go-getters and get things done. And you need to be like that. You can't sit on your haunches trying to do what they try to do with the stadium, or even to build a Premier League football team. It's got to be done like super quick. It's got to be done with ambition and investment. And I think you've got enough people in the room now that can make it happen. Listen, the elephant in the room is, let's hope it does happen. Because we've been here before. I mean, there's been bigger projects this in Leeds, like the Super Tram, and 30-odd million quid spent on the whole marketing of that never happened.
HS2.
All of it. Yeah, there's bigger Emperor's New Clothes than expansion of Ellen Road that have never come to fruition. So I think it's the fact that this is just a concept. It's been passed. Planning's in place. Still got to actually make it come to life, and I still think the club have got a lot to do in making sure that not only gets done, but also benefits the people who live in those communities. I mean, we've done enough work, boys, in Holbeck, and me and Barney drunk enough beer in Holbeck on Sunday night. We're investing in the local community, aren't we, Barney? Just through the shots and beer that we had in the Holbeck Workingmen's Club. But, that was a bit of a blast from the past, and reminded me that, when we used to do all the toy appeals and the food banks during COVID, that, you're talking about a multi-billion pound, 26-week-a-year property business, or 20, those multi-million pound footballers come into that area to play a football match once every fortnight for 18 weeks a year or whatever. You've got to start looking at where you're playing your games, and is that community around you benefiting? You must admit that if the residents around there, you must get pissed off if you live down there on a Saturday when Leeds are playing because there's 30-odd thousand people descending on your community. It's got to be done better. Are people investing in those local? No. There's a lot of issues that have to be resolved in regards of the relationship between, residents, the council, the local authority, and Leeds fans and the club itself. We've got to sort of almost come together, and that has always been a really tricky job to really make it happen in the right way.
There were a number of objections from the local community, but most of them came from one property.
Oh, really?
So
it sounds like you're going to divulge which property.
No. It's a public consultation. I mean, it's all public. But I do think that, while I have sympathy and I do agree that, the council and the club should do everything possible to support the local community, and we've tried as well. I think if you move to next to a football ground, you've moved. You know where you're moving to. I mean, Ellen Road's been there for a very, very long time now. It's a bit like if you move to Horsforth, you know that you're going to be hearing planes.
I think it's more about the transient aspect of a football match. Is those burger vans, those food joints, everything that turns up just for the game. And I think if there was something that was more permanent, spaces that people could sit, places where families could go that were around the stadium, that families that go to watch the football could use on a Saturday, but local communities could use it. I'm not talking about the fact that if you live on Wesley Street or on Ellen Road, you're going to expect there's going to be a bit of traffic on a Saturday when Leeds are playing at home. It's more about what's the real long-term benefit to the people that live there, because you've got a multi-billion-pound operation sat right next to your fucking house. There's a bit more social value that needs to be delivered by the club.
Yeah, for the club as well. I think they can have amenities 24/7, can't they? They can They could do more with the shop. They could do more with the Centenary Pavilion space.
I think, and also there might be a lot of unemployment around that area, so it might bring more employment because you're going to have more people,
more jobs,
more jobs as well. But I mean, Man City, they invested a lot into the local area, didn't they? They've seen a lot of changes there as well. Not just because it was a Commonwealth Stadium, but also when Man City came in, they did a lot of work with the local community. And you'd hope that sort of stuff is not forgotten about, because as a city like Leeds, is it the biggest financial sector in the country, or something like
outside
that.
London, yeah.
Outside London. Every time you go into Leeds, it just changes all the time. There's so much buildings getting built around everywhere, and it's a really vibrant city, and it's been crying out for a football club to be proud of again, because it's been just that little ground over there that everyone laughs about because it's always failing all the time because the ownership has taken the piss out of the fans, the city. So hopefully this is a time where the city and the club actually come together for once, because
it's got to do. It's good for the city if Leeds are successful. It's good for Leeds as a city.
Yeah,
It's good if the city are behind the club. There's been so much division between the club, and it's partly because of poor ownership. Let's be really honest about this. Ridsdale was not great at it. Played the game a little bit. Cellino was awful. That anybody in between's not been great. I think, Radrizzani was okay, but, I know some serious gaps in that relationship that he and Angus Kinnear created with local schools and local bodies. So I think if you're going to do that community social value, it's like what I do for a job, innit? If you're going to do that social value thing, you have to do it properly with sincerity and a bit of integrity. I think that, there may be there's discussions with us about delivering some stuff around the construction aspect of that stadium, about bringing local people in to get involved in the build of it, and young people getting involved. That's the way you've got to do it. It's there to have in the city. It's whether Leeds are prepared to do the hard yards to make it happen, because there's enough good people in the city that will support them.
Yeah, there was talk of a museum, wasn't there? So I mean, what I'm saying, like, facilities that are open every single day, make it a destination every single day.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
they were talking about a yellow brick road or something, like a yellow cycle path
Yeah.
That's what they're going to do with the asbestos roof then. Like,
Yeah.
Glue it all together, spray paint it yellow and slap it down on the ground.
Side, yeah.
Don't breathe in, kids. Don't breathe in, kids, as you're cycling along that path.
But if you make it a destination, if you make that ease of access from the city centre to the ground, if you know, if it's a desirable location you can imagine tourists going to. There's a museum. You go in the museum, you learn about the history of Leeds. Outside, there's that Centenary Pavilion space.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I mean, that, you know, there's surely something more can be done about that. So anyway, that's the Ellen Road expansion. We've got time for What's Your Thing, and then we'll get off. But we're on 50 minutes. All we have to do is start half an hour late, and we'll be bang on time.
How the fuck has that been 50 minutes? That's amazing. We haven't even talked about Man United yet.
No,
Let's not.
no time for that.
Yeah.
Barnes, what's your thing?
not a lot really.
It's going to be 52 minutes. We're going to finish. It's fine. I ain't got all right.
Well, because it's been Christmas, hasn't it? So like you've not really done all. It's just watch like TV, and that's about it. Family, eat a lot. That's my thing.
Yeah. Do you have a good Christmas?
Yeah, it was good. Went to Bamborough for the New Year.
Bamborough.
That was lovely.
Beautiful.
And that's it, really. That's my thing. It's January though, isn't it? It's a shit month.
Yeah.
And my birthday's the day after the worst day of the year as well. So that's
Blue Monday.
Yeah, so the 15th of January, the day before my birthday. So the 15th of January is like when everyone gets the credit card bills and stuff like that, and everyone gets depressed because they spend so much money over Christmas.
We just had Divorce Monday.
Divorce Monday?
Yeah.
It's weird that. Fucking that's ironic.
So the first Monday of the year, that's when the most amount of divorces get filed.
Wow. That's ironic. There's a lot of them things don't work though, because it's like, what's it called? Steak and Blowjob Day. When's that? 14th of March. So a month after Valentine's Day, when all the boys are supposed to make a fuss of their females. Sorry, I know Katie's in the room, Barney. But 14th of March is Steak and Blowjob Day. Fucking not to this day have I ever had any kind of official celebration of that day.
My wife's veggie, so it'll be like, what? Corn and blowjob.
Listen, Barney, nobody's asked about the steak, let's be honest. Could be anything. Fucking that egg sandwich and fucking blowjob fine.
Brilliant. Can't believe it's not me.
Divorce Monday. I never knew that was a thing.
And this coming Saturday is Sunshine Saturday, where the most amounts of holidays are booked.
Oh, really? That's it.
For the summer holidays.
Yeah,
I might book an holiday on Saturday actually, so I might well fall into the trap of that one. Yeah.
There you go, Maka. What's your thing?
Oh God, that was similar to Barney. I mean, it's sort of like it's like a false life. You live for about 3 weeks, isn't it? So over Christmas and New Year. But just had a great Christmas with the family, really relaxed. Didn't do Christmas dinner for the first time in ages. So we were out for Christmas dinner, which was great. And we were away in Dalby Forest in the middle of literally the most remote place I've ever stayed in my life, in a fantastic barn conversion with a hot tub and what have you. It was fantastic. So, yeah, we've had some great times as well. So I'm kind of out of the loop with telly. And so I can't give you a huge thing. What I would say is my thing for this week is all the Peacocks got together on Sunday at the Man United game in the Peacock, aptly enough. And just what a fucking fantastic day. And, me and Sam and Barney have talked about this at length, drinking some cold drinks on Sunday night till the early hours. But, to start a podcast in August of 2020 and meet such, and I'm not blowing smoke up anybody's ass or getting all emotional, but, to meet great people that you can still go out and spend time with, have beers with, genuinely happy and warm to see, the extended people that you meet as a result. So I was with Johnny and Shane on Saturday with Barney and the great guys, and just have a laugh. And it's absolutely fantastic, and I think that's what being a football fan is all about. Barney's talked about it, we've talked about it before, that, you go into the game, if you sit and watch the game at home, you never get to benefit from the camaraderie and the laughs and the kind of sort of gallows humour that you get when you're actually at the games. And I thought it was fantastic to get together, everybody on Saturday, and have a few drinks. And then obviously some of us took that a little bit too far. And I'm not looking at you, Barney. But, we were sat...
I went out. I got into Leeds at 10 in the morning.
That's right.
I got home at 1:30.
Yeah, I met Barney at 11. My first pint was at 11 o'clock, and he said, "How's that going down?" I went like a pork pie at a Jewish wedding. He was like, "Fucking 11 o'clock in the morning. Even I don't fucking fancy having one at 11 o'clock." And then, a pint of Guinness later, and then a pint in the stadium. We met in the Cop at the back of the Cop, didn't we, Barney? And had a pint together, and just the whole day, just fantastic, and with really great people, sincerely brilliant people who I really like and get on with and love company. And then, Holbeck Working Men's Club, which has got a lot of memories for the Peacocks. It all went downhill from there. And I said to Barney, it's going downhill here. I said, we've come in for 2 pints and 5 pints and 2 shots later. Are we going into town? And it was like, it just descended from there. And I won't go into any more detail because I'm giving away incriminating people. But what a fantastic night. And like Barney, we got a taxi on together with Barney. So Barney's going to Harrogate. And he did tell me in the taxi on the way to the game, "Oh, no, I'm on the last train. I've got a curfew." And I thought, I can always...
I remember that.
Yeah, you did, yeah. I said, I can always break a man's curfew. Don't you worry about that, Barney. And I did it again. So me, Wardy and Ryan, Big Wig and Barney were in town till the early hours of the morning, the wee small hours. And I got in, like I say, in the taxi with Barney. What a fantastic day and evening. And result could have been better, obviously, but it's what makes it is the pals that you're around and the people you meet. And it's all as a result of this podcast. So... if we've done nothing else, we've brought together some amazing people who really get on, and that's a magical thing, to be done through a sort of a platform like this. So that's my thing. That's the best thing. That's the most heartwarming thing I've had, in a while. So great.
Yeah, it's great, and it's great to be able to get offline and IRL in real life. And, you know what I mean? All of those things. It was started, this podcast, in... during a global pandemic, Yeah. So hanging out, and me living in Vienna, so hanging out, getting to hang out together is magical. That would be my thing, but I've got a few things. I mean, the telly thing was I loved Stranger Things. That was amazing. We're watching Traitors now.
Oh yeah, I'm Dutch Traitors. I was on last night.
Yeah.
I've got that to catch up on. Brilliant. Hey, well done.
Yeah, you got to find out who the secret traitor is.
Oh, I love that shit.
Do you want to guess?
I was going to guess it was... I can't remember the names now, though. Either the barrister girl who sussed out everything or... who did I think it was? The really tall blonde girl.
Oh, okay, all right. No,
Don't
I'm
spoil
not going to give anything away. Not going to give anything away.
Yeah.
So that's been great. But the Niners. So this Sunday, there's a watch party at the Box.
Okay.
9 p.m. So the Niners have made it into the playoffs. So it's an away game at Philadelphia at the defending champions. Been a crazy season if you don't follow NFL, but basically a lot of injuries. Injury list as long as my arm. The most ridiculous number of injuries to all the star players, but they just kept on going, and all these young rookies stepped up. It's just been somehow got into the playoffs. Just been a magical season for the Niners. So that'll be my thing. Going to a meetup on Sunday and watching the game.
Who do you meet up with out of interest? It's the
49ers faithful. It's the UK faithful.
Very, very Traitors orientated, yeah.
Nice. Well, that's what they call themselves. See, the fan base calls itself the faithful. So there's a name for, like Seattle, they call themselves the 12th man or the 12.
Right.
God knows why. So that's just what they call
it. Wait a minute, how many players is an American football team?
There's a 53-man squad.
So it should be the 54th man then, really.
Right.
They've not worked this out, Americans, have they? Fucking hell, come on.
There's 3 teams of 11. Attack or offense, then defense, and then special teams.
It's fair enough, I'll give them that.
Yeah. We'll watch it sometime.
No. Not for me. Listen, I don't get it. I fucking can't watch that, man. I'm not a big fan of Americans anyway, and it's the most American thing ever. And the whole thing, I mean, yeah, I remember, what year was it, 84? When it really, Channel 4 started showing it and everybody was buying pony trainers, aptly enough, pony trainers, and they all had a team colour and a badge on the back. So Cincinnati Bengals and, LA Raiders colour pony trainers. And I was just like, what the fuck are you doing, man? What the fuck? So what's going on here? We're into breakdancing and like fucking, bebop boots. And I've got some Cincinnati Bengals trainers. I've got some Chicago Bears ones. It's like, wow. Okay.
Once you get into it, it's really good. Let me tell you. But you've
I will
to get into it first.
I'll spend a game with you and you can try and convince me, but
that's a deal.
You've got one game. You've got one game.
It's a deal. It's a deal. All right. Very quickly, Barney. Score prediction, Derby.
Ooh.
4-0.
4-0 to Leeds?
Yeah.
Or are we getting dumped out of the cup again, third round?
We're going to go for Europe.
Come on, Barnes.
Yeah.
Back in.
Back.
I'll go 2-0 Leeds. Is that
Come
home,
on.
innit? Is that home, innit?
So where?
Away.
3-0 Barn. 3-0 Barnes, I was going to say.
3-0
yeah.
Derby.
2-0 Derby. Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-1 after extra time. Is there extra time? No, we're going to win 5-4 on penalties. There you go.
Hell, that's a big shift in that. I think we'll win, but it's going to be. We're not great in the FA Cup, and we should know better than to try and predict a win for Leeds in the FA Cup.
An hour and 1 minute. We did it.
Come on, Leeds!